Welcome everybody to a cup of tea with A+C, or a cup of juice.
Cup of juice.
A cup of juice. I'm here with James today, who is, and I'm going to say you're our head animator. Is that fair?
Yeah, lead animator, head animator.
What's in that cup?
Well, I think controversially I've broken the format after only 2 episodes.
Only 2 episodes. He's gone with some juice.
A cup of juice with A+C. See, I don't drink tea or coffee. I don't know why, I just never have.
Really?
No reason. Yeah, I think I just don't like the taste, really.
Do you think some caffeine might make you go a bit doolally if you suddenly were to have a sip of tea?
Maybe. I've never had a problem waking up in the morning, like, energising with a hot drink, you know.
What is this, hot Ribena?
Well, yeah, see, specifically it has to be warm, hot, you see, hot juice. I think it's like a nostalgia thing, but a lot of people say it reminds them of, like, cough syrup or, like, being ill as a child, sort of sick in bed.
The old tipsy licks.
Yeah, there's definitely, like, a nostalgia element to it.
Right, let's get into it, James.
All right, another sippy.
Have a little sip. So, you are one of the oldest, I think it's you and Stu, is it? The oldest members of A+C. You've been here 10 years?
Yeah. That's right, just over now. I was back in the original Whitstable days.
Wowzers.
Yeah, only Dan, the founder, has been longer. Because Stu's sort of freelance now, he comes and goes, but I've been here full time for that duration.
Quite the accolade. Do you remember your first job that you did when you came to the Whitstable studio?
Yes, I originally came down on a 3-month contract back in 2013. Here 10 years later, so
oh wow!
It was Shepherd Neame, a local brewery. It was a Christmas commercial, actually, using all the hops. They all came together, formed the logo.
Oh wow!
It was a bit of fun.
And what have you found living in Margate like? Has it been, because there's quite a strong art scene here now?
Yeah, I love it. I've never liked sort of bigger cities, like the hustle and bustle of big cities. Like Southampton was quite a nice sort of size city, sort of the right level of activity. And I've always lived close to the sea, so Margate was beautiful because it meant I could come down and it had just a nice vibe to it. Yeah. You know, lovely in the summer, sort of more isolated in the winter, which I kind of like. Because I'm the kind of person who enjoys my own company, so it's kind of nice and desolate. Ooh,
what have you been drinking?
Popping up.
About.
His lips have come off.
Oh, give us a kiss, mate.
That's quite funny. We're popping back on. There he is.
Thank God, the man. I would be. Oh my God, push him in again.
He's on.
Are they on?
Yeah.
Are they on the wonk?
He's a wonky lad.
So you and I met when I came in to shoot something for Lego's big birthday.
Yeah.
And there's a whole host. I don't know if you can see anything off camera, but where are we right now? What are we surrounded by?
We are in model making. There are literally boxes and boxes, studs, brackets, plates, Lego everywhere. So
much Lego. So I originally came into A+C, and it would have been
2 years.
Was it? Crikey, was it that long? It was a big birthday of Lego, and the biggest collection of Lego that I know happens to be near to me, and it was in A+C. So I came in and we had a lovely afternoon.
We had a rummage, didn't we? Dinosaurs, we found animals.
Oh my goodness, it's the best. But to be able to come to a job where your job is to make Lego, I was talking to Dan about this last week on Cuppa Tea, to have a job like that is just extraordinary. And I think there must be so many kids out there who are Lego obsessed, who would just be like, I can't believe that even exists.
I got into stop motion because of Lego.
Did you?
Because I always played with it as a child. And then around the mid-2000s, I think digital cameras became sort of affordable to consumers. And as soon as I discovered you could combine camera with Lego, that was it. I was hooked. And I think I'm quite lucky. Not everyone has a moment when they're like, yes, this is what I want to do as a career. Some people sort of fall into whatever it is and end up doing it the rest of their lives. But for me, as soon as I knew I wanted to do it, that's all I wanted to do.
Do you remember what the first things you started animating, the first little storylines you started animating with Lego?
Little Star Wars things. I think little stormtroopers running around, whatever figures I had on hand. It was just on my bedroom carpet. I used to lay on my belly on the carpet, so the sets were all like wobbly, nothing was stuck down. And then I didn't have any software or anything like that, so it was just clicking the actual camera shutter and just previewing it on the tiny little screen, you know.
Oh my God.
So I kind of self-taught to a large extent. Smartphones were really early in their infancy, so the camera quality wasn't there.
Yeah.
So everything I learned was just through library books and the early forums on the internet, you know.
Yeah. It must be extraordinary for anybody growing up now to have all of that stuff accessible to them.
It's crazy. It's kind of a great level now because everyone's got a camera decent enough on their phone. There's stop motion apps. There's resources like infinitely available online. Anyone at any age now can pick up stop motion.
I was going to ask, what is your top advice then? What is your advice to be a great stop animator?
So yeah, you definitely do need a passion for it because it isn't just a job you stumble upon. Well, maybe it is for some people, but I think you need a certain mindset. It's definitely not for everyone.
Yeah.
It's quite a high level of stamina because you're stood alone in a dark room for 10 hours tweaking eyebrows and fingers and things like that. So yeah, high level of stamina, definitely a passion for the art and the craft of stop motion. Because to an outsider it could look very repetitive, whereas in my mind each frame is like exciting. It's a new adventure because every single project is different, every frame is different, so it combines perfect level of technical and creative that my brain seems to enjoy.
Do you remember, just thinking about this, what was the hardest shot that you think you've had to shoot? Has there been one that's been like, crikey, before you started shooting it, like this is going to be a headache, this is a big one?
An early one, actually, we did a life in print. That was an early stop motion, back in the Whitstable days, actually. There was a nativity on stage, and I think there was something like 14 kids and like 20 audience members. And it was the first time we'd done a moving camera, but before we had the technology to computer automate the camera. So every frame I had to go around, pose, 14 kids, all the audience members, and then hand crank the camera. I stretched a bit of masking tape and incremented with just a biro every like 2 millimeters and then adjusted it. Goodness. It took 5 days, I remember. Yeah, that's still a difficult one of the earlier ones we did.
Yeah. And obviously technology's advanced enough now to make life a lot simpler when it comes to doing shots like that. Yeah,
in terms of automation, with motion control now, the camera does tend to take care of itself.
So no more masking tape?
Well, no, I do sometimes. Each shot requires its own unique approach, and yeah, sometimes the old masking tape and pens just what you need.
Oh, James, thank you so much for talking to us. Thank you so much for talking to us today. It is very insightful when I ever have a chance to chat to you, so I really appreciate it.
I'm glad.
And we're going to be doing more with you because actually there's lots of nitty-gritty and more technical stuff that we want to explore. So
yeah, for anyone keen on the nuances of animation, more technical aspects, we've got that covered coming up.
Great. And if you've got any questions that you'd like to ask the technical guru, James, please whack them in the comments below this and we'll get round to answering them when you're next back in with a cup of tea, though, plus C. Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you for joining us.